Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the gentleman from Knoxville for yielding the time. I rise today in awe of the people of Tennessee. So many of the families in my district have lost most or even all of what they had. Some have suffered loss of family members, and we express our sympathies to those families. You know, homes are gone, businesses are wiped out, schools are flooded. School is even out for the year in some communities. Roads and bridges are absolutely washed away. And the road back for Tennessee is going to be a very long road. It's going to be difficult also, but Tennesseans are undaunted. I chose to stay in my district last week. All 15 of my counties are federal disaster areas, and I wanted to make certain that my staff and I had the opportunity to get into those communities, into those counties, and to assess the need and make certain that needs were being met. This photo that I'm showing you shows the extent of damage in one of the counties, Cheatham County, there in my district. But you know what? It could have been taken over in Mr. Davis's district or Mr. Tanner's district or in Mr. Cooper's district. But it shows you what has happened with how roads are completely washed away. And it is one of only hundreds and hundreds of roads that have been washed out by the storm. This one, you will see the road actually lies about 60 yards from the roadbed and where it originally was placed. The terrible force of the waters washed it out and onto the foundation of 3 homes that were completely washed away. While the rain fell, neighbors stepped up to help neighbors, and those who had dry homes took people into those homes, and then they started to get ready to rebuild. And what they are doing is forming purchasing pools to buy the supplies and help clear the homes and to rebuild those homes. I can't count the number of empty foundations that I saw across the district last week, or the skeletons of churches and homes and businesses that are now sitting on riverbanks. I spoke to residents who have nothing at all where their home used to have. Some who have only parts of a foundation left. One resident was wearing only the clothes on his back, and he didn't talk about what his needs were or how great his loss was. What he talked about was rebuilding that community, and he talked about how he could replace material goods, but also about the richness of people helping people and coming together. Our local governments, as Mr. Cooper was saying, the state of Tennessee and the federal government are responding. Aid that began to hit our urban areas around Nashville and Memphis is now making it out into the rural counties, and the road back for those counties is going to be very difficult. But I commend those local elected officials for how they have stepped up, how they had a disaster plan, and they also had an implementation plan, and they put it to work and responded in the appropriate way, being there to help all of their local citizens. I commend FEMA and the administration for the aid that I know will eventually come to Tennessee and to our rural communities. And most of all, I commend the families who once again have displayed why we are the volunteer state. I yield back.